Go, I had a little pocket dictionary, and I would just flip through it from time to time. Started poetry a little bit. It wasn't like a constant thing though, but anytime I picked it up, it was always better than the last time.
The brother CSW is in the building. What's happening, man?
Peace, gentlemen. It's good to be here. How y'all feeling?
Look, I'm feeling really fantastic. Just really glad to be here and to finally get to meet you because J. Ray has talked nonstop about like your skills, everything. We got to ride over here, and I got to listen to your joints in the car, and that's the real test for me. That's the test of some good music is to hear it in the car, hear it in the vehicle while you're riding, and I'm digging it. I'm digging the energy, and I'm just thinking of like right off the top of the head, just thinking about who exposed you, not when. I just want to know who exposed you to hip hop, who exposed you to the culture.
My homegirl, Yaya, she's a classmate, but a longtime friend. Introduced me to Tupac and Biggie. The rest is history.
Wow.
It's real like nice starter kit, hip hop starter kit. Tupac and Biggie. That was all I needed at a certain point. People always ask me who's better out of the two. I can't answer that because one brings me flow, another brings me message, and the way I like to rap, I fuse them both together. So
How old were you when that happened? When she?
how old was I in seventh grade?
Okay.
I guess like 12.
Yeah.
So that's like the median age where we kind of all kind of discovered or kind of fell in love with the culture.
Now, don't get it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Hip hop. That's how I
Okay.
got introduced to hip hop.
Okay.
Started out gospel music. My mom would just drive around in the car anywhere we went. And you remember those containers you would have CDs in?
Yeah.
And you would collect
The
them.
flip
Yeah,
ones?
absolutely.
Yeah, those are in the archives now.
Yeah.
Those are in the museum.
My brother still has one in the car. Shout out to my brother.
Definitely heavy on CDs. BeBe and CeCe Winans was definitely in rotation heavy.
Wow.
Not gonna lie, they're top tier. The whole Winans family is top tier, in my opinion. Then my pop, he would always play like 105.3, and at that time it was R&B and slow jams and stuff like that. So through every genre, I got in tune with myself a little bit more, like how it made me feel, because music's up for interpretation, and it's all about feeling how a certain song makes you feel. That's all. Hip hop, that it just punches at you, but like it makes you think. Well, certain hip hop songs make you think, and I just want to do the same thing with mine.
You know what? That makes perfect sense. Because when I think about your lyrical content and I think about the energy that's put in it, I hear echoes of all of the people that you have referenced. Okay, so before we go too far, so you just talked about BeBe and CeCe, you talked about Tupac, you talked about Biggie. Now, when you were in seventh grade, that was not what people were playing, right? So how was there a point where were you like it? What were people saying when you were like, yo, have you heard that big Ready to Die joint? Or were people kind of accepting?
I was very much in a comfortable position, in a comfortable zone where I could just be me. Usually I have like a good amount of friends, but like it wasn't always like that. It was just like me on my solo or whatever. And that's cool. It's fine to be in tune with yourself and learn about yourself and understand how you move. And music became a big part of that too. So it was definitely not weird. It didn't feel weird, which is also if it felt right, is genuine. And that's what I loved most about it. It was mainly gospel music that I would listen to at the time. Definitely grew up in the church. Yeah.
You know what? Can we stay there for a second, because I'm actually curious. Like, did you ever consider going in that direction? Like, kind of more. I mean, I consider what you do spiritual anyway.
Hmm.
But had you considered going in more of a gospel lane with your work at any point?
Yes, I can always do that. That's the thing about my songwriting and my music. I can tap into a lot of lanes that other rappers may not have the opportunity to, based off of what I speak on and how I feel and even cadence.
Mhm.
It's a lot of elements when it comes to music in general, not even just hip hop. Hip hop is somewhat, I don't want to say simple, but like you do it for a while and it becomes pretty much effortless. So like that's why I like getting into other genres as well.
So what did mom say when you was like put BeBe and CeCe to the side, you put mom and pop Winans to the side, and you was like, you know what? I'm about to I'm joining ciphers. I'm rapping along to this and playing different radio stations and listening strictly to hip hop or incorporating hip hop, which I'm pretty certain could have been jarring or maybe not. I don't know. What was it?
Obviously, when I was younger, my mom was cautious of what I listened to growing
Okay.
up because as we're younger, we do soak in a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But, when I started like playing songs by my choice and she would hear me like singing them all the time and it wasn't anything else, it's like, oh, okay, I trust that you have a good ear for music and like, you know what to fill your soul up with.
Yeah, because there's a discipline that it takes to do this artistry. I'm sure as you figured out, and some people either they have it or they don't, and so that's what I'm picking up from you. And like, did you have to develop that, or was it just like automatic? The discipline of itself, the artistry of creating, recording, becoming one with the artistry, that takes a discipline. Like you said, there were times you have to separate yourself and you're okay with separating yourself from everybody else and taking that time.
Yes.
So that's a discipline. That takes discipline.
The hip hop culture entertained me like coming up. It was very interesting. So before I really got my feet wet into actually writing and recording and performing and whatnot, I would do like my research, whether it was on certain artists that I looked up to or just the actual culture, how it was like borough versus borough back in the day, how we got like Grandmaster Flash, we got Herc, we got the OGs, and then everything that led up after that. Rakim went crazy. And then we had Nas. It's just evolution with hip hop. That's the beautiful thing about it. And there's always evolution in music in general, but hip hop is definitely, the drums are different, bass, the 808s are different, everything is different. I just love how music is a part of our life and like how we adapt, because that's really all it is. That's all life is, adapting to scenarios, situations, and how you react.
So we talked about this. So every superhero has an origin story.
It's ironic because I go by Rogue Poet too. That's hilarious.
So, and this is where we wanted to go, because not only, of course, are you an MC, I met you as like in my head as a poet, right? Not even realizing that you were an MC, which obviously to me is one and the same, but I put them in categories, right?
I prefer MC, so it's fine. You speaking to me.
Yeah. So, when I saw the video that I sent to him, I was like, I didn't even know he did that. I didn't know he did that. I thought he was doing this whole other thing, right? But so I'm curious. You write.
Yes.
Has writing, talk to me about young CSW. Like, was writing and books and reading part of your experience?
Grade school, I had a little pocket dictionary, and I would just flip through it from time to time. Started poetry. a little bit. It wasn't like a constant thing though, but anytime I picked it up, it was always better than the last time. It was, it obviously started off as simple, but then I wanted to be more intricate and do something a little bit different, whether it was like my flow or what actual words I use, just all wordplay in general. I'm a big fan of wordplay when it comes to hip hop.
You are, because we talked about that in the car. Like, because today, and I was like, yo, I love the way he plays with words. And as two people who listen to a lot of music, there are some folks that are doing it that I'm like, this is unique in this time.
Mhm.
We grew up with it.
Right.
And I feel like you blend today and all of that history in what you're doing.
That was a teardrop right there. Felt that. Thank you.
No, that's why you're sitting. That's why we wanted you to sit in this chair. Because I'm like, we're having these conversations about, oh, whoa, and we want to throw it all out. And, but then we're like, but CSW is out here like spitting. So we good. The culture is good.
Yeah, the culture is good. And even when it comes to, it's even outside of music, it's like your friends too, like how you relate to certain songs with them, or like even like I have a lot of hip hop friends. I have a lot of rapper friends. Shout out Nafis and chilling in the corner over there. He's my guy, man. Like it's crazy what music will like have you introduced to people.
Mm-hmm.
Like networking, that's definitely been a thing I've been doing a lot this year. Like
you're good at it.
Y'all catch me at a good year. I'm not gonna lie. 2022 has been a great year for me. And yeah, like I said, I keep myself around other creators, people that want it, Like they really like want it. It's not just like, oh yeah, let's draw over here. Let's write a verse over here. Let's push it out. It don't even matter. No. Like you wake up and you want to do this. You go through the day, you want to do this. You go to sleep, you want to do this. You're on a podcast with Q Points and you want to do this. Like stuff like that. It's all about what you surround yourself with. That's what I learned. I don't know how I got to that term, but I feel like that's just really important for anybody that's listening. As long as you surround yourself with the things you see in life and what you want in life, keep that part.
Right. And J. Ray kind of spoke to the current landscape of the culture of hip hop right now. And I don't know, it's two parts. I kind of want to get your perspective and like your peers, your perspective of what's going on right now and how you do feel about, we were talking earlier about these shirts, stop tweeting and start rapping.
Dope hoodie.
And
Thank you.
The whole hip hop being built on battle culture, on battle rapping and whatnot. Is there still a place for that? Is there still, I'm pretty certain the art is still there. There's a whole battle network. Remy Ma just started Chrome 23 and all of that, there's a whole battle network. But like the other stuff that comes out of it, the tabloid functioning within hip hop, like how do you feel about that and what is going on with the culture right now? Because we kind of talked about it off air about what's happening as far as, certain people being like the TMZ of hip hop and what that's doing and the ripple effect that's causing. But as far as the landscape of the culture right now, how do you feel about the stuff that you're seeing in the media, people who are becoming notorious for everything else except for their music?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole.
That's a lot.
First of all, I just want to address the battle rap culture.
Yes.
That is, if not for that culture, I would not be writing the way I do to this day. Now, I'm not saying me personally, I'm a battle rapper, but the way they put things together is crazy. Now, when it comes to stuff that's on social media, I can't give you an answer on that. I really don't be paying attention
Okay.
because who am I to do so? And it's not really benefiting anything. It's not going to be like a cool line in my next song. That's going to be like a one and done thing. I want timeless stuff. So
Timeless records.
usually for the most part, I post something on Instagram that I might just fade away for a little bit. Not as of recent though, because I've been cranking like every other
Your
day.
content, you every day. Like,
I've been trying to find something do to like let people know like either this is me rapping or I got a show I'm performing at coming up. I just promote my projects as well. I make actual use of social media instead of actual clout on social media. You feel me?
Right,
Like,
because clout is that's like a key word that I hear thrown around a lot.
nasty. I've been hearing this since 16. I'm tired of it.
Like, where do you think it's coming from, or why is that more important than actually giving us great music?
That's a great question. I feel like people take that in more because it's comedic relief. And that's good for somebody mentally, you know?
Mhm.
Like they may have a rough day. Like Instagram and Twitter, they're like a place like they can find something to forget whatever was going on in their day just for a quick second. So I do understand it, but at the same time I feel like too much of it is not okay. It's all about moderation. That's what anything though. People crazy though.
That's an understatement.
yeah.
Like, I love y'all, but I don't get y'all.
know
What's going on?
I found myself saying that too.
I absolutely agree. You just explained the reason why you cut through, because that was one of the things that we wanted to think about. It's the reason why we wanted you to have you here on Q Points, right? It is that idea of one, this commitment to positivity and joy in the way you exude yourself. Not even just the music, it's the way you walk around this space. Because I told Sir Daniel about that, right? I was like, you just walk around the space. It's just like,
Yeah, I really be flowing.
yeah, I'm here to, I'm here to spread good vibes, at rec. And I'm like, well, thank you, because I'm stressed, and that's awesome. But so Turn That Up is the new EP. We agree.
So I'm assuming that's your favorite right now. Your favorite.
Oh my gosh.
Listening to right now.
I'm so proud of that project. I'm so proud of Devin. He really produced like the crap out of those beats. Like he is so talented. He been my dog ever since we started. Like this been a long time coming. I'm mad we didn't do this earlier. Matter of fact, my voice wasn't really what it is now. So timing is everything.
Yes.
And you don't force music. You don't force the energy. But Turn That One is just straight energy. For me, it's like a recap of 2022 for me because I've been putting in too much work, but it still don't feel like enough. I've been performing at open mics. I've been going to cyphers. I was in a Foot Locker competition. Got a chance to meet Raekwon. I did win the competition.
Wow.
You did.
That was fire.
Wait.
Yeah.
And you met Raekwon?
Yeah, you met Raekwon.
Yeah, he had
chef.
because he had Shoe with Diodora come out.
That's what
we
the
talking about
Diodora reference
Diodora.
in the song.
We
We
were
were sitting
talking
there,
about-
was like, Diodora? What he referencing?
See,
How it
It was like
2022
Know about
recap.
Diodoras. For
He
sure.
literally said in the car.
That was my first ever pair. I still wear those. It's great. It's so comfortable.
Nice.
I'm not sponsored either. I'm really being genuine. Like
Nice.
I showed him my music and he was like, "Yeah, nah, you nice." And Beanie Siegel was actually one of the judges in the competition too. He
And
was like,
Beans
"Yeah,
is-
you did your thing."
So you had a Philly legend. You got
A New York
a
legend.
Woo legend. Like that.
Oh, a legend in the making. Bree Steves, who's also
Oh,
there.
yeah. Oh, wow. So you had a busy year. So this is kind of the culmination in some ways of all of those experiences.
Yeah.
Who Knows is actually the first song that I actually put this year,
Okay.
but that was based off of people. I'm shocked people don't ask enough, like, why is it called Who Knows? It's really because of the strides that I've been making this year, and I've been like having opportunities that other artists aren't blessed with, and everything is a blessing, you know. That's how I feel, because if it's meant for me, then it's meant for me, you know. So I just walk into that, walking in my purpose. Another callback to Turn That Up Volume 1. But Who Knows was really like, wow, who knows how far I'll go? And really, I can answer that question. Depends how far I take it, how far I choose to take it, how far I want to take it, how far I need to take it, stuff like that. So that was definitely inspiration. And then Devin hit me up later in the year. He's like, bro, we got to do this collab joint. I'm like, say that. So I'm cranking out these songs, and I struggle with titles. Turn That Up Volume 1, that was the original, but I'm over here thinking like, is that like, is that cool?
Yeah.
But the fact that I know there's going to be another volume and potentially 2 or 3 more, okay, this makes sense. This feels comfortable. Turn That Up Volume 1 is 9 tracks. Some people are like, you ain't want to put more on it? I'm like, you can Volume 2.
Mm.
Yes.
You know? I know I went crazy for this project. I really want people to enjoy it. Like, and I want artists for certain songs, like Walking in My Purpose, I want people to be inspired to just get up and go do something. Like, that's also what I've been doing this year, motivating people to like some rec members. I'm not gonna call out names or anything like that, but shout out Rec Philly. I just do me, and people are like, you make me want to get back into da-da-da-da, or make me want to pick this up again.
That's the kind of passion that I think has been missing.
Yes.
And on, like, what did I ask you? I said, J. Ray, when you listen to this, who do you think this person is? Or what do you come away with knowing or finding out about this person? So when you listen to yourself, when you play it back, what do you find out about yourself while listening back to this, and where you are in this moment of your life?
I'm not going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm bringing something a little different. It may not be like completely different, but that's what I love most about it. I love the fact that, yeah, it seems like me writing is easy now. The fact that it's not, but like sometimes I do be feeling like that. Like in reality, it is a little difficult, but it be feeling easy. It's weird, but the fact that I keep at it that it's not supposed to be easy. The fact that I got challenged myself and enter different realms and whatnot. And I think another thing is, the people that I'm around too, because sadly you got to cut certain people off from time to time, and that's difficult. And not even cut people off, just like end that chapter of your life. It's time for a new chapter. 2022 is a new chapter. I've met new people. I've seen old faces, reconnected with people. And it's funny, someone asked me why heroic poet. First of all, it rhymes. Like that, I when I thought of that, I was so proud. Oh my gosh.
Right. Oh, this is
I was like, oh yeah. I brought that energy. I was like, yeah, this is dope. I'm like, why hasn't anybody been called this before, or like said anything like that?
Because it was supposed to be
it's yours, yeah.
It's off you ready.
Yo, so people ask me like, what's the inspiration behind heroic poet? For one, it's not even supposed to be my name for real. It was really just, I put it as my Instagram name to promote the project called Heroic Poet.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's stuck ever since last December, and I'm like, okay, this could be like an AKA or an alias or something like that. Or an extension. I could call it an extension. But heroic poet is inspired by the people around me. Like, whatever it is y'all dealing with, I can relate to certain things. Whatever's going on in life in general, I can relate to those things. And when I put out music, it's like, I feel that. I feel this. Like, why are you in my head like this? This is the first time I listened to your song. Why are you in my head like this? That's the inspiration. I just want to give back in a way. Especially with what the artists that I grew up listening to did for me. I just want to reciprocate that energy. Pass the torch type dealio. You know?
I love that.
There are so many places. Okay, so I do want to ask this. So speaking of heroic poet, literature. Like, do you have a book? Are you thinking about a book? Is that something in your future in addition to the music? How does that layer into this?
Let me live more life first, and then I'll
Okay.
get back to you on that one.
All right.
You know,
I'm with that.
because the thing with hip hop, it's the good type of writing for me because I could talk about like what's going on in my life. I rap what I live.
Right.
I feel like a book is like a big collection of memories, especially if it's going to be a memoir. Because if anything, I'd probably think of a memoir. I want a collection of memories, and like I want to be able to process everything that happened and what did I gain from that? What did I lose from that? Both sides. If I were to start writing a book now, I don't know. I might do a comic book. A comic book could be cool.
I just wrote about a comic book a couple of weeks ago.
comic-
There's a brother here.
What? There's a brother here in Philly that is
Killing the
really
game right now.
Yeah.
I thought heroic poet. One time I thought heroic poet could be an anime or something like that.
Well, I saw that it was so available on Spotify. By the way, y'all can listen to Heroic.
All streaming platforms. Yes.
All streaming platforms. Boom. And you got the animation on the cover. Because your writing is so rich, it's funny that you went to memoir because I was thinking like a poetry book.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
That
you never.
would be,
Oh, okay. So I'm glad we're having this conversation.
that would be heavy.
Yeah, because that is the reason why that sits so well for me. You know this. I have only kept one of my poetry books. Just one. But I had several from when I was like 20 to 23. I've revisited my 97 book several times.
97.
97 was a crazy year for me. But I kept that book and I was like, wow, having this. And I shared it in an exhibit. When I did that exhibit, I brought out the
remember
poetry
that.
book. I actually put it in a plastic bag and I stuck it on a wall because it was really like the book has so many private moments in it, but I wanted people to experience it. So what I did was I wrote pieces of it on like different pieces of art in this space so they can get some. But the reason why I asked you about the literature is I was just like, heroic poet, yeah, like I want to read that poetry book. Like what's heroic poet talking about and whatever. So I was just thinking about that.
Yeah. He could be a character.
See, that's the thing. Heroic poet is so fresh. I haven't even thought of everything. So y'all really bring a new aspect.
Wow.
That's heavy.
And because especially in this age, it's about the music, but it's also about commerce.
Yep.
It is.
And all the layers to it. There's different things that you can hit.
And how hard, because it is kind of difficult just to etch out a living with just the music. If you hear a lot of musicians saying that now, it's because like just the sales of music, that's a tough game right now. So having other, aspects to your artistry seems to be the way to go. And
that's why I like MCing because people can be a recording artist. It's a different thing to be a performing artist.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to MC, I can do both.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I rehearse. I definitely rehearse. I think that's
important.
My church upbringing. Definitely all them choir rehearsals. It's just like staying in tune.
Staying in that pocket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta stay in that pocket.
Absolutely.
Rich training ground. We talk about that all the time.
Oh yeah, I used to have singing solos when I was younger, and then they let me do rap or whatever. I would write up a little rap, or
Did you mime though? That's the real question.
did I mime?
Were you a mime?
No,
at
but I
first?
do respect that craft
Okay.
heavy because it's a lot. Like even like on the hands and like facial emotions, like
Mhm.
you gotta really look a certain way for it to hit somebody and like take that feeling. Yeah, and so that's a craft I really admire.
Wow. So CSW 2023. What is your vision for you for 2023? And how can folks support you, man?
For starters, I want 2023 to be better than 2022. It all starts with me though, and I just want to be more consistent and learn how to react better. This is not even just music. It's right now. It's just me as a man. I want to, because I'm 21 now, and people are like, "Yeah, you got your whole life ahead of you. Look where I'm at now. It don't even matter." Like people say, blink of the eye, I'll be like 30.
It's true.
It's very
And
true.
once you hit there, it like
It's
it's the end of the year for. We're like,
It's-
what? It's like
it's like, wait, how old am I now?
right.
Jeez. Yeah, it's
But here's the beauty, and I want you to. I don't want to cut you off, but the beauty of this entire experience, every day, Jericho Brown, who's an amazing poet, Pulitzer Prize winner. Shout out to the homie Jericho Brown. Said in a video that the more that you can get time behind, like it's important to get time behind you. Like we want to get more time behind us. So yeah, it flies, but the beauty is if we are fortunate enough and blessed enough, we get to experience it. So yeah.
First off, I keep the faith, and it's not like I've had a bad song, like genuinely bad song, where I just didn't care what I put on wax. It's like I know I put passion, put my heart into this. I put my mind. I sacrifice sleep. I sacrifice not being with my family in certain situations for this, and it's a big investment. And I know for certain it's going to pay off. Like this is one investment in life that like I'm really like making sure it is on the up and up. So 2023 is going to be, it's not going to be 2022. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see when that comes. I'm not going to predict anything, but I do have a goal. 2 years from now, I want to perform at Made in America. That is a nice stage.
okay.
That is a nice stage. And there's obviously more things I want to do on the way, like, tapping into Roots Picnic.
Absolutely.
I can do that. And that's why I'm shooting for that. I can do that. Other rappers are cool. My rap friends are cool. I can do that. I can do that. And I know bring too. So this mentality that I have now, especially since I came from Ghana, that was everything too. So I'm really zened in and focused. I said I was done putting out music for this year, so I'm just cranking up music for next year. Not gonna release till next year. I was speaking to you behind the scenes last Sunday about a little project I want to do for the end of the year. We must discuss about that as well.
So pause. I'm sorry. You said you came back from Ghana?
Yes, I was on a family vacation.
Wow.
I'm personally not Ghanaian.
Okay.
My stepdad is, but
Nice.
we've been talking about, he's been in my life for years, and we've been talking about that trip for the longest. Ironically, I turned 21, and he hasn't been there in 21 years. So we go there.
Wow.
We go there 2 weeks, which is definitely not enough time. It was everything. It was everything. Definitely one of my goals when I am really like big and out there, and like I have a whole team, organization, collective, whatever you want to call it. I want to take that like group of serious people and like we just go back out there on some cool stuff and just soak in everything. And then we could come back on one accord. That's a goal of mine. I see it and it's going to be beautiful.
Nice.
I just want people to be in tune, and I'm definitely tuning in for next year. I feel like I've overachieved this year, and that is a really great thing. So we just gonna overachieve more next year. To sum it up, to say it in layman's terms, I was really going in. Also, Turn That Up Volume 1 is out now. You can find it on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, Tidal, SoundCloud. I have a catalog of music. I have a whole discography of music on all platforms ever since 2020. But if you really enjoy my pen, if you really enjoy what I'm saying, all of my music since I started is on SoundCloud. Check me out. I have some heavy songs up there. Like they pretty heavy. I think I'm very much proud of my SoundCloud discography because I'm gonna say it. I started off as a SoundCloud rapper. That's true. That's the truest. And people like put a bad name on SoundCloud. I'm like, why?
It's because what happened was some of the people that ended up blowing, we were like, what? That was the moment in hip hop where we were like, wait, what? How did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
But we know this. You were on SoundCloud, and there were so many other dope MCs that were on SoundCloud too. So SoundCloud rapper as a moniker gets a bad rap.
Welcome to SoundCloud, home to underground.
But SoundCloud is, now we're starting to respect and revere SoundCloud as one of those platforms.
I'm gonna be honest, that's a shame. You know how many talented artists there are on SoundCloud, younger than me,
Absolutely.
and they know what people their age want. Like it lets them grow, and then people are actually able to connect off of SoundCloud. Like they don't understand how heavy that is,
Like,
and you can
SoundCloud
get paid
did-
off of it.
SoundCloud did what they thought MySpace was going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but like SoundCloud now, like a lot of things, you have to step away from it and look back at it to really respect it. Kind of like your MTVs, your BETs. That's what SoundCloud is.
Yes.
So it's gonna be one of those platforms that we're just gonna look upon as a game changer, because it did change the game for sure. And CSW is the game.
Yes.
Like we have really.
Baby steps.
We have not had a whole lot of artists on this show, and so I'm really glad that we got to meet you and to have you on Q Points, and just to like not be here at the beginning. That sounds kind of like we taking credit for that, but like no, but for real, like be here in these early days, and then J. Ray and I can look back and be like.
We be up here watching Made in America on a stream and be like,
no, wait, hold up. We're going to be
there
at
too.
Made in
So
America.
We're gonna be
podcasting on the podcast stage
So-
and the Roots Picnic.
We're gonna be
So-
we're gonna be on that stage. But we
Mark
gonna
my
watch
words
it.
on that for sure.
CSW, he on the American Music Awards. Ain't that something?
And if he's
I'll
not
be
too
bringing it.
busy, he can stop by our table and and grant us a quick interview, because his handlers are going to be hurrying him along, talking about some
Yes, come
wrap it up. But but for real, thank you for coming by and for sharing of your time, your story, your essence. I get what J. Ray has been talking about for real. So my pleasure meeting you for sure. For sure.
I want to thank y'all for the opportunity, first of all, because this is everything. This is just people learning about me, y'all learning about me, and y'all just understanding. It's always worth understanding, even outside of music. I use music for people to help understand me, but now it's like you understand the music. Now you can understand me. So I really appreciate y'all ears, y'all time. That hoodie is fire, my gosh.
Listen,
We got you.
I wasn't trying to make another segue into the hoodie, into the merchandise.
You got the mug, get the shirt, got the hood.
From CSW, you
My
gotta go
God.
to qpoints.com and support your boys.
So let's talk about that.
Get into
real talk. Like this is really the reason me and Sir Daniel, we have been here since May of 2021. We've
Thank you.
only missed 1 week, and that's when my father passed.
Ooh, that's commitment.
We've only missed 1 week.
My condolences.
No, thank you. So listen, my father is in the DNA of this show.
Absolutely.
He's in this room right now. He's been sitting there next to you the whole time. Be like,
Yep.
I like this young man. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's giving, right? But that's the only week we took off.
Yeah.
We came back the next week.
Hey,
For real. Yeah.
And we taped the night he passed away.
Transitioned. Yep.
I left doing this show and went back to the hospital and he passed away.
Yeah.
That's how much a part of this he is. But we've been here. So this is just an extension of another way that y'all can support your boys. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, J. Ray, what do I always say? In this life, you have an opportunity. You can either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. But I'm DJ Sir Daniel.
My name is J. Ray.
Live from Philly, Rec Philly.
In the WXPN podcast studio. And this brother over here.
CSW, aka Heroic Poet.
Absolutely. This has been Q, dropping the needle on Black music history. Peace.